Holy shit, guys. So DISLYTE has just dropped the fucking bomb. Uh, DISLYTE has become like kind of like a AFK arena in which the first copy that you get is kind of useless. But first I'm gonna go through the Esper balances. There's a few balance on some of these Espers. The first one being Cecilia. Now her passive is now an active. So right here, revives and heals all fallen allies. Healing equals to 15% of allies' max HP. Grants them 30% AP. Each revived ally extends this ability's cooldown by 1 turn. Grants all allies shield for 1 turn. Shield strength 50% of allies' max HP. Grants all allies 20% AP. This ability's cooldown is not affected by any methods. So now her passive, quote unquote, is now an active, and it has a cooldown, which is fucking crazy. I think Cecilia is going to be insane. Your first copy of Cecilia actually is going to be good. It's not going to be useless because this one, instead of being a passive, you can now cast it and give. It's kind of like a pseudo AP up skill, but it doesn't say the cooldowns here. So if it's like 4 turns, I think it's still really good. 4 turns for a revive and an AP up, as well as a shield. That's pretty cracked. And upon ascension, if this ability is not on cooldown, when Isis dies, it will be automatically cast. So the ascension makes it passive as well, which is pretty crazy. Cecilia is pretty crazy right now. And I'm gonna skip some of these that don't really get anything much. Sally now gives recovery on her S2. Gabrielle actually got buffed. The S1 got nerfed slightly. Attacks one enemy 2 times. Oh no. Actually no, yeah, it's still the same because this one is attacks 2 times instead of 1. And Gabrielle now is like a Fafnir killer. Her S1 does 2 hits, same damage. Her S2 3 hits, and her S3 now does 3 hits with 100% chance of attack down. So she's now a very reliable attack down unit. Lou is actually now kind of good. Inflicts Seer, so he's a Seer unit now with his S2. And then when he kills an enemy with his S3, he gains invincibility as well, which is really good. So he's now pretty kind of cracked now. Anesidora attacks 1 enemy 2 times. I think Anesidora got massively nerfed. Her S3 now does like the Pandora's box actually doesn't stun or something, because right now her S3 grants all allies speed up for 2 turns, inflicts Pandora's box on all enemies for 2 turns. After an enemy takes action, minus 30%, so from 50% to 30%, and inflicts speed down. So she doesn't stun on the Pandora's box anymore. The one skill that stuns is the skill 2. So yeah, Pandora got massively nerfed. Sander got reworked, sort of, with the hit count. Now the S3 does 1 hit and same damage, but instead of 50% chance of reducing 30% AP, it now 100% chance of reducing 60% AP. So it's the same, and inflicts stun for 1 turn. It's the same skill, but just the hit count that changed to make him more viable in APAP. Oh yeah, and by the way, Sander got shafted in the resonance system. Dahlia got nerfed. What the fuck? They do like to nerf free-to-play characters, huh? But fortunately, it's only the skill 2. Attacks 1 enemy 3 times. It's now 50% chance of inflicting freeze instead of 100% on speed down characters, and the cooldown is increased from 2 turns to 3 turns. S3 is untouched, which is really good. Xiao Yin got complete rework. S1 now gains speed up instead of additional damage. S2 now steals AP, and then S3 also steals AP, and the additional damage is now removed. So he's not really a nuker anymore. It's more of a AP control unit. And then some Esper stats adjustment. Geb got buffed all the way through. 16,000 HP. What the fuck? 860 defense, bruh, crazy. And then some more adjustment. Hades got nerfed on the HP but buffed on the attack a little bit and defense, so kind of makes up for it. Louis got in speed buff, which is really good. He was one of the slowest Esper in the game. Trevor got buffed, a lot of attack more. And then some changes to the leader skill buff, which is not really that important. And now the AFK Arena version 2 has come to DISLYTE. Look at how many fucking I think they listed all of the Espers for their resonance. I'm only gonna go through some of the substantial ones. Some of them I'm gonna skip, so I'll be right back. Okay, so the first one, Drew. I think this one is kind of cracked. When an enemy is killed, speed plus 20. If it doesn't, if it can stack, then Drew can actually be pretty crazy. So we're gonna have to see. The rest is kind of whack. Let's see the other characters. Okay, so this is the next one. Lewis, his S2 now dispels all buffs from targets. So at Rezo 2 he's gonna get that dispelled effect. And then when it Rezo 4, when target's HP is below 50%, damage plus 15%. And then Rezo 6, upon killing a target, attacks all enemies, damage equals to 50% of overkill damage. This is his S3, and his S3 hits so fucking hard. This could be pretty busted in like a versus a cleave comp, where you can just one shot the entire enemy characters. So yeah, this is what I say when you pull one copy of a unit, they kind of suck, and then when you pull 6 copies of them, they become like a monster. Okay, Fabrice Rezo system is really good. The Rezo 2 kind of sucks. Each buff heals Fabrice healing amount equals to 2.5% max HP up to 10% per turn. And then Rezo 4, this damage taken minus 18% is kind of shit, because it only lasts for 1 turn. And yeah, most Rezo that gets this is kind of shafted. And then the Rezo 6, so you should really Rezo 6 your Fabrice right now, because the Rezo 6 grants speed up to all allies other than the target for 1 turn. That's really good. He is now a speed up character. If you guys don't know, Love Sonata, I think it's like the S2. Yeah, his S2 is now going to give you speed up for every other characters, which is really good. But it's only for 1 turn. Still good though. And here we go, Sander. He got nerfed. Not really nerfed, he got shafted. When an ally is currently not alive, speed plus 25. That kind of sucks, to be honest, because going into a match you don't want any of your allies to die. So this Rezo is kind of useless. When an elemental advantage, damage plus 12%, again, kind of meh. It's good for APEP, I guess. And then this one, Corrosion, 50% chance of inflicting stun on the target for 1 turn. Again, kind of meh. So you get kind of shafted. The only thing that's good for him, I think, is like the base stats increase and the final damage, I guess. Yeah. Okay, so this one is truly AFK Arena version 2. Look at Narmer, right? If you pull 1 copy of him, he is fucking dog shit. But if you pull Rezo 6 him, he becomes so fucking OP. I think he's the most OP unit in the game with this reso system. Maybe. Because, okay, the first one, standard, 10% damage on his S3. And then the second one is already really good. Change. Wheel of Fate passive, max stats of Burning Sun increased to 12. Upon casting Emblazoned Strike, gains 2 burning stacks. So this one, pretty fucking crazy. From 7 stacks to 12 stacks. You look at the amount that he increases, right? Normal, where is he? This one. So one burning, oh sorry, it's actually 8. So you gain 4 more stacks. So 8 stacks. 1 stack increases it by 7%. So right now he can go up to like 156% AoE damage. But now with the 12%, how much is that? 12, let's see, 7 times 4, 32, 188. Am I correct? Let me just pull out a calculator. My math is kind of slow right now. 7 times 12, no, 184% AoE damage. But that's not all, because when not this one, Rezo 6 Wheel of Fate passive, when Burning Sun reaches max stacks, cast Emblazoned Strike. What the fuck? So when you can actually make him the sole DPS in the team, buff him like crazy up to 12 stacks, and then he casts the S3. When he gets his turn, he casts the S3 again. What the fuck, man, that's crazy. And when he casts his S3, he gets 2 burning stacks. When you buff him up to 12 again, normal is kind of crazy, man. What the fuck? I think he's gonna be like the best DPS in the game with this change, even though it's like plus 12. But now with the changes to all of the characters, there's a lot of buffs going on, so getting 12 stacks should be pretty easy. And his damage is pretty crazy, 184% at Rezo 6, and it can cast multiple times. And keep in mind, I think when he casts this, it reduces his cooldown. Because right now, when Burning Sun stacks equals to 8, reduces this ability cooldown by 1/3. So it kind of effectively is like no turns cooldown, because when you cast it the first time, it drops down to 2 turns. When you reach around 12 turns, it drops down to another turn. When you get another turn, you remove the cooldown by 1 turn again. So he kind of doesn't have any cooldown on his S3, which is kind of fucking crazy. So yeah, AFK Arena version 2. Okay, so Lilin got pretty good buff. His S3 now has a 50% chance of inflicting defense down for 2 turns. And then, wait, Tai Chi is his S3, right? No, it's not. What? Oh, okay, never mind. He kind of sucks now. Yo, Ggez got buffed again, bro. What the fuck? Okay, so his Rezo 1, it's only gonna give him 10% shield on his S3. And then his Rezo 2 is now going to give ally accuracy by 20%. And God mode is going to give ally crit rate by 20%. Bro, this... yeah, okay. Upon killing, this one is okay, I guess. Change. Now his S3, instead of doing 5 hits, it now does 6 hits. So instead of nerfing him, they actually give him a even more buff. He is now even better as a support, and even better as a damage dealer. But I guess, yeah, I guess it's okay. His first copy is still going to be OP regardless, and his max rezo copy is going to be even more busted. And Biondina is not going to ignore all defense, regardless of like buffs and whatever. But it's whatever, you know. Her damage kind of shit. And Gabrielle, holy. Now, the each one, the Rezo 2 new effect broadside. I think the broadside is like a new passive for her, which gives like additional damage. Let me see. Oh no, never mind. It's the S3. No, S2. Sorry. Each one speed grants attack plus 33% to each attack. So now this one is now speed scaling. When attacking, consumes 5% max HP, deals true damage. True damage equals to 100% of max HP. And now the Rezo 6 is actually going to be immunity extended to 3 turns, which is kind of good. So she got a pretty sizable buff. All of her attacks now do speed scaling damage. Ollie got an okay buff. His cool on Rezo 6 is if he crits on the Law of DISLYTE, which is S3, it reduces his passive cooldown by 1 turn. Pretty good. But actually, I don't know if this is upon a crit on all of his skills, even on his S1, then it might be a bit overpowered. But yeah, the rest is okay. Invincibility is now for 2 turns on Rezo 2. And bro, I've read through Una's skill, and this guy is so big. What the fuck? His S3 now grants attack out to all allies for 2 turns. Bro, what the fuck? And then now is a wild expulsion. His S1 upon a crit, 20% chance of expelling 1 buff from the target is okay. 20% chance. And then what is this? Following the wind. I think it's like his passive. His passive is so busted now. What is this? Oh no, it's his S1. Okay, so new effect, follow the wind. Upon a crit, all allies HP by 5%. So whenever he S1s, he increases allies AP by 15%. What the fuck, man? Oh man, your first copy of Shu is Unas is still going to be busted, but his Rezo 6 is going to be OP as all hell. PvP is going to be even more broken as it is. You can't really compete in PvP anymore if you're like a low spender or free to play, because of this kind of effects on Rezo 6. Yeah, it's kind of crazy. And Isidora, I think there's not really much of a difference on her. She got massively nerfed. Doombox now stun extended to 2 turns. I think this is only the S2. It's not the S1. No, S3, sorry. Let me check. Doombox. Yeah. Now the Doombox added effect is like a stun. So Rezo 6 is going to give her 2 turns. The Pandora's box is not gonna stun anyone anymore. It's gonna give speed down. So Isidora kind of sucks right now. Apollo got a okay, I guess. If the target has 0 EP, he has a chance to stun. And then this one is shit. Once again, damage reduction, but it is removed when you take a turn, so pretty shit. Is S3. The final hit now is an AP absorb, so whatever. He's still kind of he's good, but the reso system doesn't make him broken at all. Dahlia got shafted on the resonance system. The reso 1 gives 10% damage on her S1. Reso 2 kinda whatever. Reso 4 also whatever. Reso 6, upon successfully inflicting freeze, steals 10% of target's AP. Like, bro, what is this? You free to play characters, man. Come on, buff them more. I know she's like one of the best buffer right now, but the reso system doesn't really do anything for her, to be honest. Clara is now S3, extends immunity to 2 turns instead of 1, and then the S1 now heals for 3 times. She's okay. Oh yeah, and the twins now are really good. The crit rate is now to all allies, and the speed up also is to all allies, which is pretty good. They're now like they have almost all debuffs, all important debuffs, and all important buffs to allies as well. So yeah, they're pretty busted. Cecilia, Reso 6, the revived allies AP boost changed to 1. What the fuck, man? This is so broken. Reso 1 S1 is increased by 10%, whatever. Reso 2 heals the lowest HP percent when ally is currently dead. Speed plus 30. But this, man, Reso 6, what the fuck? What the fuck? If you thought fucking Abigail with the revive 100%, revive with 100% AP is busted, Cecilia Reso 6 revives everyone with 100% AP. What the fuck? You can't even get her Reso anymore because the box from the club shop doesn't give Shimmer records, the Shimmer Reso. The vendor or whatever the guy is called, I don't know, where it gives you 1 free resonance on any character, is now gone. So this is a whale territory. So if you meet someone with the Reso 6 Cecilia, you should probably just quit. In RTA is going to be so dumb. And even in Point War, to deal with Cecilia now with the Reso 6 Cecilia, it's kind of crazy, man. Not gonna lie. Okay, so now Geb is getting a pretty sizable buff, which is really good. I think it's because his sizable buff is only on Reso 2. His Reso 1 is also really good as well. So final healing equals to plus 10% on his passive. And then his Reso 2, each supporting song stack grants speed plus 2. Holy shit. So maximum 15 stacks, if I'm not mistaken. Let me check real quick. So he's gonna give like 30 speed on maximum stacks. Yeah, 15 stacks. So he's gonna give 30 speed on a max stack, which is kind of cracked, not gonna lie. If there is ability on cooldown, speed plus 20 when Reso 6, when an ally HP below 30% is attacks the attacker. The Reso 6 is not really that important. I think the best one is like Reso 2, kind of cracked. Jiang Julie, they didn't really buff him all that much. Earth Shatter, I think that's like his S1, if I'm not mistaken. No. Oh, S3. Okay, so S3, 10% additional damage. Sky Smash now inflicts Sear on the target for 2 turns, which is okay. Blessing, basic stacks, Shimmering Light. Upon killing an enemy, heals Jiangzuli. Healing equals to 30% max HP. And then Rezo 6 Demon Reborn passive. Targets killed in demon mode can't be revived. So yeah, he's kind of like Taylor now. But the rest of this is kind of meh. It's okay. Oh yeah, Zora can now, Rezo 6 can now assist with a 15% chance of assisting with the Keen Edge whenever an ally attacks. Aside from that, she's okay. Not really all that busted. Okay, so I think that's pretty much it. The rest are pretty okay. They got a pretty sizable buff, but if you want to go through it, go ahead. I'll link it in the description. There's a lot to go through. So the copium on Fatum Sisters getting like a sizable buff on the resonance is out the window because they kind of trash still. Rezo 1 final healing to, plus 10%. That's their S2. Rezo 2 new effect Trio of Destiny, their S3. Each hit has a 50% chance of inflicting miss rate up on the target for 2 turns. 50% chance, man, on a 2 hit. I don't know, man. That's still kind of whack. Their cooldown is still, there's still nothing on their cooldown, so there's still like the 5 and 14 cooldown unit. Rezo 4 when granting buffs, each buff heals the Fatum Sisters. Still pretty garbage. So all of these, Rezo 1 to Rezo 4 is pretty shit. Rezo 5, I mean basic stats, they don't really need basic stats. Trio of Destiny change. AP reduction takes effect in both hits, so it's now like an 80% reduction, I guess, if you max kill them. And the reason why this is still kind of garbage is because take a look at this, right? Take a look at Sienna. Erases enemy AP. So you have this unit, the Fatum Sisters, 510 cooldown, that erases 80% accuracy, right? And then you have Sienna that erases 100% on a 510 cooldown. This is no longer 6 turns, it's actually 5 turns because they buffed Sienna now. So which do you think is better, the Fatum Sisters or Sienna with 100% AP erasure and gaining an additional turn? Which one do you think is better? I'll let you guys think about it. So yeah, that's it. DISLYTE is now AFK Arena version 2. I'll see if I still want to play the game after all of this resonance system. So yeah, that's about it. Ciao.